Morning and wait, that's afternoon.
It's 12:20. Yeah, it's taken us a while.
So we normally do our podcast in the morning, and we tell you this is Facebook Live. This is the unedited version, and we'll just tell you where we are right now. We are at the Demolition Derby, the home of it, in the Fayette County Fairgrounds in Dunbar, PA. And when we pulled in with our Rorik Honda, it was one of these things just doesn't look like the other because there are a lot of smashed cars here, but. Anyways, we hope you'll watch because we have a bunch of people who tour nationally with Demolition Derby. This is the home of it right now. Jason Sauer set this all up for Most Wanted Fine Art. We're going to talk to him. And Josh Decker, who's Track Shot Live. And we actually have a 16-year-old driver, right?
I didn't know I was here. Hey! Can you tell John's a little excited?
Woo! We got the cord that says YaJagoff behind us.
We actually Monica got really good video. So if you're watching, you're obviously Facebook Living. Make sure you catch it on Tuesday whenever it drops, wherever you get your podcast. And we'll obviously be talking about it on Q92.9 because this is a really cool place to be. It's so different, but it's so Pittsburgh. Who knew Pittsburgh would be so well known, right?
Right. So no music tonight. There'll just be a
lot of RR sounds
in between
apparently.
each guest.
Yeah.
All right. So Rorik Honda.
Oh, go ahead, John.
No, do it.
Hit it.
You know it.
I don't know it.
Yeah, listen. If you want a Rorik Honda, go to rorikhonda.com. And why do you want a Rorik Honda? Because mine's sitting here in the middle of this thing, and it's like the shiny new thing. And if you got a Rorik Honda, they're good for a couple 100,000 miles.
No question.
And the Rorik Advantage is the biggest thing. You get free inspections, free oil changes. You don't get free repairs if you run it through a Demolition Derby, that's for sure.
No, so we're anxious. We're hoping it all stays intact.
All right.
For all of your vehicle needs, Rorik Honda.
.com. All right. So this is where you'll hear music when the podcast comes out, and then we say, this is John and Rachel, the YaJagoff podcast. If you're listening for the very first time, we ask that you subscribe to it and, leave a comment every once in a while.
Yeah, but look behind us if you're watching, obviously, because...
If you're listening, you hear behind us.
You can hear it for sure, but it doesn't... That was the Addams Family song, in case you didn't know. They actually revved to the sound. So like John said... So many things this weekend have been Halloween themed, whether it's pumpkin patches or the Zoo Boo and all that kind of fun stuff. Scary a little bit, but no one does a Halloween theme like out here in Fayette County.
No question. And before we get to all of our guests, because if you don't know the world of Demolition Derby, you don't know the world because it is a huge subculture that's in Pittsburgh is making a mark on it thanks to Jason Sauer at Most Wanted Fine Art.
And he said this theme is actually Buried Alive 3, is that right?
That's right.
Yeah, so they do this year after year. And he was just talking about how they had the Ramiro folks for the zombies as a theme last week. So Pittsburghers, you're really getting in touch with this, and we get to chat with the people who do it best.
But
Super
before
stoked.
we do that, what was
blog
on the blog?
posts.
Catching out JaGoffs.
All right, I actually participated this week. We found out, thanks to Adam Driscoll, that there is a crayon at the Dollar store. Say it right, like a W
Dollar.
with two L's. And we called it the Cray Cray Crayon because it was a red crayon, but it was actually named...
Dog Wiener.
Yeah.
Dog
we'll
wiener.
leave it there. We'll leave it there. So we wrote a little blog
So
post
don't
about
buy your
it
crayons
because...
at the dollar store.
Yeah.
Crayons.
Crayons. It's a little cray-cray. We did a Jagging Around video from our last podcast, which was karting. Go-karting with a K with Carson, Monica, and John. We're not sure who the winner was. All we know is they had a really good time.
Right. So we have a driving theme going on because I'm going to say that while we're here at the Demolition Derby, you should probably look forward to a nice Jagging Around video of Demolition Derby.
Yes. And then somebody submitted from, middle of the state. Remember the bad parking? What was his name? I can't think of it. But
Xander.
Yes. Very, very good submission because there was a Peter Parker that John was very happy to write about. But the winning blog post this week was John's about National Bologna Day, which is Bologna Day. And it's Jumbo in Pittsburgh. We call it Jumbo. And so many people shared it and talked all about how fried bologna sandwiches are their faves. So there you go.
There you go.
Check out our blog Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on YaJagoff.com about all things Pittsburgh. And just reporting JaGoffs. Can't help it, right?
When you see a JaGoff, take a picture of it. Don't get mad. Don't get in a fight. Don't
take your own advice.
Take a picture and send it to us, and we'll put it on the blog.
All right, Jason, let's go. You guys, let me narrate this real quick. This is a bromance that at some point, if you don't hear me, it's okay. It's because they got this all under control.
Please.
So, Jason, welcome. We have so many good things to say about you. We've been to a couple of these, but never have we been on site with our own YaJagoff car. You did an amazing job. Oh, my God. Cool is not the word. It was phenomenal.
That's awesome. So the last YaJagoff car, TY got second place at the Iron City Nationals.
Saw that, yeah.
Out of 50 cars, TY's right out of Garfield. He's the pride of Garfield right now. Like they got his picture in the newspaper at the Bloomfield Garfield Corporation, and like YaJagoff's right there front and center.
How about
you
that?
guys went. We took the car to Indiana to a Toast promotion show. 16 hours each way, and we lost in 8 seconds with the first YaJagoff car.
God.
He pulled out, blew the wheel off. We were sad, and then it rained the whole way home. It was a sad time. But we got Sickles Garage, put the wheel back on that car, and took it out against 50 cars. Ended up losing to a Camry, which they probably got from Rowrich.
That was good. That was really good.
Well
Yeah.
done.
I love it. But you are the artist behind this. I mean, the art of it all is really what makes it, wouldn't you say?
It's happening right now.
It elevates it, right?
Well, I'm blessed to paint people's, what they want to have on their car. So I'm oftentimes painting a tribute to their grandma or something, or someone who had passed away. But this weekend's different because we're painting like horror movie themes, which is fun. So I'm painting a lot of Freddy Krueger. So yesterday I painted with my friend Camo and Kai, and we painted probably 30 cars.
And you said it took how long?
It took us about 12 to 14 hours. My trigger finger is sore. But we got about 8 or 9 cars set up for today. But we have been setting up a nice special time for y'all to drive this car through tech. It's a 1966 Chrysler New Yorker out of the state of New York. And you're going to be driving a world-famous Track Shot Live.
Now, Jason, take us backwards for a second, because how many? First of all, when you're in high school and you're talking to the career counselor, they don't know that spray painting demolition derby cars is a career,
right?
And an artist is a career, let alone. So that's your career, but. Tell everybody, just give them an idea, the number of places that hold demolition derbies in a year. It's a full-time job.
Yeah, people need to understand,
Yes, I'm travel by airplane or by truck every single weekend. If I wanted, it's 52 weekends a year. But I do about 25 to 30 weekends. Half of them I fly. So I can't fly with spray paint. So I have to find the local spray paint supplier, make sure that I fly in the time while they're open.
I didn't even think of that.
And then I shop for my spray paints and I knock it out. So a couple times a year, my spray paints, I put them in people's trucks. And so 2 weekends ago, I was in Minneapolis. So all the spray paint I had bought in California and the Midwest that I couldn't fly back home with, made it to Minneapolis, where I got to restock my supply for this weekend. So it's fun.
Wow.
So.
But I don't think people would realize how much of a process that is. I mean, that is a true story, right?
It's fun.
You have to think that through. Are there states that are more, or cities that are more apt to it than others? Or there's some that just still aren't really involved?
Well, we're trying to get as many cities involved. So we have an inner city program where we're getting cars out of the inner city and using demolition derby from our buddy TY. Mm-hmm. So Minneapolis is probably the next one that's going to jump on board with us and like start pulling these cars out of the inner city and giving people opportunity to do demolition derby that have never done it before. And we've created a class, the Most Wanted Fine Art class, which allows you to have any car, 80s and newer. So we can have an S10 versus an Explorer versus a Subaru versus a Mercedes. And it makes it a lot of fun to think about these cars being smashed. So when Rorik is ready to throw away some cars, I'm looking at you. Yeah. We are here. We are here for you. That car, I'll trade you the catalytic converter. I get it. And we can totally do this. I can bring your cars out here. Anything that doesn't pass inspection, we'll smash before we send it to the crusher.
That is such a good partnership. That would be brilliant.
Right. We really should work on that. So keep in mind that when you're listening to this podcast or watching, you're seeing Jason. You're not seeing all of the work. You could see behind him the cars, but we're not just talking about just spray painting a car. This is artwork. Like what we're looking at is there's a silhouette of a haunted house on the car. We're not just like, putting JOHN on there somewhere along the way.
If we do it, we do it like in a graffiti style. We make it look pretty rad, look like a train car. But it's a rebellious art form, and Demolition Derby is rebellious. I swear Demolition Derby is like rodeo. It's like jazz. It's an American thing. Oops, sorry. And
that's a great point, yeah.
It's really, and there's no like governing body to Demolition Derby, so it's still wild. I was talking about being a cowboy earlier when we get in this car.
Yeah, it's this whole inner cowboy thing that I'm not getting to. I don't know how I'm going. There's no doors. There are not doors to open to get into this vehicle. I have to shimmy through what used to be a window.
That's
and
it.
You're like,
shimmy,
I don't get
That's
it.
a part of it. I have short legs, so I have to climb up over the hood and I do not make it look graceful in or out.
It's not going to be graceful. That's
no,
for sure.
I am like, don't watch me, please. But yeah,
that's going to be our video of everybody getting in. That's our jagging around
pretty
video.
good.
Oh my god!
And the other thing is, if people want to see your artwork, it's Most Wanted Fine Art on Instagram and YouTube, right?
Yes, Most Wanted Fine Art on TikTok is where we're getting really famous.
Okay.
But on YouTube, Most Wanted Fine Art, or if you're in the city of Pittsburgh, you can go down to Blue Steel Gallery. They have a whole wing set up for me and all these Demolition Derby stuff. I travel to Art Basel in Miami, which is coming up, where we'll build sculptures out of these Derby cars, and we sell them to them in Manhattan. It's incredible how this goes from a field in Fayette County to an apartment, foyer in Manhattan. So I really I'm blessed and lucky. I started this when I was in grade school. My mom was a art teacher. My grandfather had the cars. When I was in the Army, I had a professor. I was going to college at night when I was in the Army, and I had a professor tell me I don't have to make up anything new. This is enough identity. And so we've been doing it for 25 years. That professor was really nervous when I was like, I'm quitting my job and just going all in on this Derby car. But now when I see him once a year out in Seattle, he's like, dude. And I'm like, yes. We did it.
That's so
and
cool.
Pittsburgh loves Pittsburgh, as you always say.
They will
you're
claim
making
this.
Pittsburgh famous for this. That's the fact that you still live there and you bring all this back home, and the stories you tell are from Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is my identity. It's the Steel City. I'm rocking steel. I'm bringing steel, smashed metal to every corner of America.
He gets you pumped. I have
it's
no
fun.
interest in riding in this car, in case you didn't
I'm
notice.
I'm going to smash
but
my
that gets you
Honda
pumped.
into a wall on the way home.
You're not.
It's so fun. I'm telling you, I'm going to put you in a seatbelt and put a helmet on. And
what's the point of a seatbelt?
because my buddy from New York says your neck gets stretched, so you want to keep staying in the car. You don't want to get your neck stretched.
Now, who do we want to interview? Go ahead. Sorry.
Question of the day.
Oh yeah, right.
What would be your walk-up song with your car? What would be your I'm playing this song as my car comes up to start the Derby?
Well, I'd have to go with one of three people from Pittsburgh, of course. We're going to have to go Wiz Khalifa, Mac Miller, or some 9 Inch Nails.
Oh, 9 Inch Nails. Yeah,
I know they're from Mercer, but close enough.
Close enough. I forgot they were from Mercer.
Yeah. Right, 9 Inch Nails, I'm going hard.
All right, there you go. And now, as John said, go ahead.
Yeah, introduce us. Who do you want to do? Do you want to Josh Decker? Do you want to do our driver?
I think we should go to our driver.
All right, come on over here. We're going to introduce Kenna Sauer. She is a veteran of Demolition Derby. May I say you're 16 years old.
Yeah, he did.
Introduce yourself to the Pittsburgh.
My name is McKenna Saylor. I drive the 26 car, and I'm 16 years old.
Okay, microphone drop. So, first of all, you're adorable, and your car is adorable. What made you want to start this?
Well, my dad did pulling trucks growing up, so I didn't really, I didn't have a connection to this until my dad's on the fair board. So I grew up watching the Stoneboro Demolition Derby. And I've always wanted to do it, and then finally one day he gave in, and now we're here.
Wow! So they call you a veteran. How many have you participated in?
Probably over 30 now. I've been running for 3 years.
And now, how do you feel the next day? Are you sore? Give us a little feel of what this is like. You're all pumped up.
Yeah, I'm still excited. There's still adrenaline. Most of the time I'm sore. Sometimes I'm not. It kind of depends on the Derby, I guess. But mostly sore.
So what is the conversation like at school whenever your friends are like, I have soccer practice, and you're like, I have a Demolition Derby?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I was just thinking. I was going to say a similar question. You go, I'm 16. Hey, I'm going to go learn how to drive. You're like, I'm already driving.
Yeah.
And I can drive like a maniac if I want.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm the only one, obviously. So, they all think it's cool, but they're all going to basketball games and stuff, and I'm here.
And what is the commitment reason? It's just your passion?
Yeah, I love it. I can't stop now.
And do you know how to fix cars as well, from a mechanical standpoint, engines?
Yeah, me and my dad do it all. We have obviously some help. There's a bunch of guys, the Derby community. If you have a problem, they're always willing to help. So obviously there's a ton of guys that have helped us along the years, but it's me and my dad that build these cars.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that wonderful?
So you build them. You build it together. This is your kind of bonding time. I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Doesn't that feel good?
Can do that.
That feels so good. These are the stories I hear all day
awesome.
when I'm spray painting. I meet a new person every couple hours, and I've spray painted your car a few times.
Yeah.
How many trophies you got? Come on. Go ahead, brag. Tell them.
I think this year I have 8 or 9. Last year I won 9 or 10, somewhere in there.
Yes.
So what's your system? Is it to, people think they're in Demolition Derby when they're at Kennywood in the scooters, the bumper cars. They hit it. What is it a backup into somebody, catch them by surprise?
Well, usually every time you run, you have a game plan, but then as soon as you get on the track, it goes out the window because everybody else has a different game plan. But I try to drive backwards until it's down to the top 5 or so, and then I'll start driving forwards just so I can save the front end of my car.
Okay. And is it better to have a bigger
John's
car?
asking for a friend.
Yeah. Right. Is it better to have a bigger car? I would assume it takes, I don't know, Jason, either one of you can answer that. Josh has this big car here, but it seems like the bigger cars would fold a lot more and be a lot more drag.
There's a weight classes here. So it's very much, this is youth compact class, then there's youth full-size class.
That makes sense.
So it's basically a weight class. So, and then once you get up into bigger cars, again, it's the amount of motors and protectors, and it gets into the real science of it. So basically, the engineers design these cars to crumple to keep you safe. And then engineers unengineer all of that and make these cars never crumple again. There's a lot of science to it, which I'm very proud of this sport.
And there's got to be some kind of category. I'm sorry.
No, you do it.
There's got to be some kind of category where you have to be one of few 16-year-old girls, right? Participating.
There's not a lot of us. So there's there's some of us out there. I know I run with the Jaegers, like Marissa and Haley. I run with them a lot. There's just not, I love seeing girls drive, but there's just not a lot of us.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, just out there tearing it up with the boys.
One last technical question. What kind of tires? So if you're listening to the podcast, we're looking at the 26 car, which is McKenna. It says Dead Man number 3. There's a pumpkin on it. Then there's this weird tire on the back. It looks like a cement disc. So what is that?
That is a forklift tire that's actually cut in half. So it used to be really wide, but we didn't like how heavy it was, so we cut them in half. So that's what that is.
Just like a forklift
And people
tire.
need to know, though, there is this whole inspection piece, right? So once that's done, then what happens?
Then you get your competition indicator, which is the flag on the corner. That way, when you're out there on the track, if your car's broke down or if you're out or something happens, you can take down your competition indicator, and then you're out. But I know you've never taken yours down. Yours is up all the time. You go for it. So, these cars are built a certain way, so we know that the back end of this car is going to probably drag around because it's a front-wheel drive car. Mm-hmm. So you're thinking about, the science of how these cars is going to bend. So she's thinking, if I can speak for you, you're thinking, okay, we survived the first 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of car do I got left? Then we survive the next 2 minutes. What kind of car do I got left?
Yeah, that's exactly what
you're
goes through your head.
I'm down to 1 tire? Do I have 4 tires under this thing? And then that's basically it. Can we continue to steer?
Yeah.
So you got to make a competition hit every 60 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you can't just
sit there and kind of rope-a-dope it. Yeah.
No. The crowd will let you know if they're not into it.
Yeah. Okay.
You'll hear through your helmet, through the motor. The crowd will let you know that you're not participating.
Now, John, that does not mean amateurs who are just slightly going through, right?
Oh, okay. Those
going.
You can't smash anybody going through the tech line.
Nope. We're not doing that.
What you're about to do.
McKenna, you are an amazing person to talk to. What would your question of the day? What would your walk-up song be?
Oh, I have no idea.
Come on. What would pump you up?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have one.
Should I go to
you
Dad?
Ask Dad. Ask my dad.
Dad, what's
what
your
would be your
song?
walk-up song? Oh, yeah.
Wow,
here we go.
There you go.
So we have to create one.
Yeah, right.
You can create one.
Yeah, listen, this is usually a fail. I don't like when people don't answer the questions, but I'll let it go because you're badass.
But she's going to smash your car.
yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Wait, does everybody find you online somewhere? Do you have an Instagram?
I think it's just McKenna Sailor on Instagram.
All right.
That's all.
All right,
Yeah.
McKenna,
this great
that is
person.
awesome.
Congratulations.
McKenna, thank you so much. Good
Congratulations.
luck
Thank you.
today.
Thank you.
All right, who are we bringing in next, Jason?
Josh.
That's the Garth Road holler when I coo-coo. So if you hear me coo-cooing, that means I'm up from the top.
Okay.
The mic
I
there.
don't even know what's happening. They have their own jargon. They
We're
just,
bros.
talk
Twinsies
amongst-
talk.
We're bros.
It's not Twinsies talk. This is not you. Who are you right now? I don't even know this person.
All right,
but we know this
Josh
person. Go
Decker
ahead.
from Track Shot Live. Dude, we
Back with ya.
finally made it here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, stop, because this is my third
echoes.
time on,
Yeah.
and he promised the first time he was going to derby, he promised the second time he was going to derby, and I'm waiting today.
Josh, you ready?
Tell me.
Granddaughter,
Yeah.
fashion show, pansy, and
Yep.
now here.
Okay, all right, I see what's going on. It's fair.
That's what I should have done. I should have worn my David Allen suit
You really
here.
should have.
Because, we ended up going. I mean, we had a nice time. I got a very nice suit out of it. But that was the night that you guys were also here in Fayette County. I think it was here in Fayette County, right? That time,
Yes.
just recently,
Yes,
like
we
a
were.
month ago. So, Josh Decker, Track Shot Live. You guys are the central piece of all of this, of making Demolition Derby recognizable, because your YouTube channel, your website, you're the central part of it all.
I love hearing that. I've never had someone say that to me. I
There you
appreciate
go.
that.
And
I
you
actually
made
like
up
how
that
you
you're
said
famous.
it. Yeah, I like that too. That's all fake, but I'll say it. Let's say it.
I love it. No, you've been at this, like we were saying prior, 20-some years, right?
Yeah, I've been derbying. This is my 22nd year smashing cars. I've probably smashed near 300. I've probably been on the track near 300. But
And for people who don't know, when you say I smash, what do you do? What is that process? Literally. It's a literal I smash the car.
yeah, as many times as possible.
Wow.
I like to do as hard as possible. I really like to punish other people out there. I mean,
Yeah.
all that's fun to me. When someone's eyes glaze over when you hit them so hard, God, it's a good feeling. It's such a wonderful feeling.
And they want me
This
to
is
get
the
into
pro
that.
level. This is the pro level. The
Oh,
most
I'm
wanted.
sorry. No, that never happens. No, it's very, no, it's so simple and
That was not a good
easy.
selling point.
You're not going against me. You don't have to go against me.
Now, in how many, we talked to Jason a little bit earlier, how many derbies, demolition derbies at sort of this level? I'm sure there are little ones that go on, but how many like official demolition derbies go on in the country in a year?
Oh my gosh.
Hundreds?
No,
thousands?
thousands.
Wow.
Just in New York State alone, we have 62. I live in New York State. We have 62 counties. I would say there's 300 demolition derbies easily in the state of New York this summer. Probably more. Times that. Virtually by every state. In the South, derbying's a little slower. The North, a little. Our Northerners, for some reason, love smashing cars. The Southerners are more chill, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I would say about that many. I know in 2010, LA Times did an article about Demolition Derby, and they figured that 90,000 drivers smash a car every single year throughout the country. 90,000.
For
So-
a derby,
Yep.
not
Yeah.
like just smash a car.
No. We actually get
Those
on the
aren't
track.
insurance
90,000 hit the
statistics,
track.
yeah.
Yes, right.
And that was in 2010. I actually think that's
Wow.
way more, because we've been growing like crazy. A lot of people think
Absolutely.
derbying's dying, but it's opposite. We are growing. We are getting better. The money's better. The drivers are better. Everything is just better now compared to when we were younger.
So talk about that a little bit, and I know you've done this before, but having been around this for 2 decades plus, what was it like then to now? Biggest change?
Oh, greatest question. Back in the
Boom!
day.
Oh,
This
man,
is
you
you're
suck
doing
up.
Demo 101.
You suck
I
up.
love this
Okay.
because I love the history of demo. When we originally started, when I was a kid, cars were like virtually free because junkyards didn't buy cars. My first car I got $8 for, $8. And I thought I did a lick of business because somebody paid me for it.
Right.
And nowadays you take them to the junkyard, get $400 or $500. But when we first started, it was very cheap and very basic. And you just literally knocked the windows out and smashed it at your fair. And some people used to drive them to the fair and smash the windows out with their wife's car with the plates on it. And the kids are taking stuff out of their clothes out of the back and their book bags and stuff, and they're smashing them. I love those old times. I mean, that was when derbying to
my
me was the
gosh.
most fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it's expensive, as you guys see. We're kind of evolving to where big motors and big money, as this one is. I can tell by the motor that this old girl sounds good. Yeah.
Wow.
Now, as Sauer, why I love Sauer so much is because, like Sauer says, I kind of am like too deep into it. Like I don't want to use the word professional, but we go every week we're derbying, so we're on the top
It
of
is
it.
professional, though.
It is.
Yeah.
To be at our level, it is.
Yeah.
But that's what I was going to ask you. There are, like, in baseball, football, there are all these different league classes. So is there a league class somewhere along
it's
the
not
way?
like that. Sauer actually started the greatest class, this most wanted fine art class.
Yes.
Our sport has been missing it because we need to get new people in. And the point of Track Shot Live, why me and this guy are I love this
You're
man.
not as tight as them, but
No, I don't know. No, I love this man because
We're going to make a Jason sandwich.
We're trying to make Demolition Derby huge, right? Why is NASCAR big? Why is monster trucks big? It's no different than what we're doing, except for someone hasn't marketed it right.
Yeah.
And
Correct,
that's going to be
yeah.
us.
That's us. We got
Okay,
it.
so that's going to be us.
Nice.
We're going to make this sport
Wow.
big, but it's
With your help.
Yes.
I mean, we have
Yes.
a company we know that could help you a little bit.
We are definitely helping.
Yeah.
And
Well,
or
we
want
need,
to
we
help.
need new
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
We need young
Yes.
people. We need fresh blood. We need kids. And these guys are scaring that away. So we need to bring some classes that are bringing the fresh. the class that he has, and I'm going to run it tomorrow. Now, I shouldn't be running it because I'm more of a veteran, but I kind of like to step back and just have fun with a car that I actually, after I sold the Cats, I'm up $120. And then when I junk it, I'm going to be up another $300. I'm in the positive.
Okay.
So you could be at the positive at home just by buying a junk car down the street and selling the parts.
It's the junk.
And you could be a junker.
Right.
Yes.
Right. It's the junk. It's the junk car pyramid.
Yeah,
So,
it is.
So you heard him say the word cats.
Yes,
What he's saying is
just get asked
catalytic
that.
converters.
Oh,
The
okay,
precious
right.
metal and catalytic converter is making a lot of people rich.
Yes.
That started in the
Okay.
70s. They started putting late 70s, they started putting Cadillac converters. But as the years are progressing, the precious metals in them are worth more and more. And now there's Cats that can be as much as $1,500 to $1,800, okay? So you could have a car, and you cut this little pipe off the bottom of it, and you got $2,000 in your hand. Woo-wee! That makes you feel good. Now let's go smash this thing. And then you're going to get money at the end, and you're going to have a smile on your face. These are the classes that we want to bring. And Jason making it national is now we're getting every state new people in, young people in, ladies. I love women
Oh my
junking
gosh,
dudes.
yeah, it's so
when
cool.
when a woman just lights a guy up, I love it. It just makes me smile.
We're going to have John start going like this all the time and using
Right.
cats in a sentence that is
Right.
not
Now,
animal related.
I have aggression issues.
So,
you can
Josh,
tell.
in Pittsburgh, we have the famous and Hall of Fame famous Mike Lang, who does the Penguins, and he has all these lines like score a goal, like, oh, Michael, motorcycle, that kind of stuff. When you're announcing on Track Shot Live, what do you have some phrases there?
Oh, man, I love when
All right.
people are just junking stuff, right? Or like they just junked that, or he got junked is a big one. Give me some. I got a million of them we can
The
rattle through.
Malachi Crunch.
Oh, now that's old school. That's from 70s.
Wow,
Happy
just called him
Days.
out.
You remember Happy Days,
Yeah.
the Demolition Derby episode? That's like I've watched it 8,000 times.
don't know
Oh my
it.
God, you have to watch it. It's
All
the
right,
best
I'll watch
derby.
it.
It's the best derby
Opie
show ever.
Cunningham, yeah.
1976.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was the year I was born.
Yeah.
See,
Okay, it's an omen. So you need to go
There
back
you
and
go.
watch
You
it.
gotta watch it.
Right.
Bicentennial.
So talk about Track Shot Live real quick before
I'm
we
sorry,
let you go.
yes.
No, just because we want people, like if you're into this and I don't
No,
know how
for
you
sure.
couldn't
They need to
be,
check this
How
out.
do they check out Track Shot Live? It's so easy.
It's so simple. YouTube, Track Shot Live. You get to watch it for free forever. If
And
you
you
like
see
it
a
today,
famous guy.
you can watch it 20 years from now. We've done over 80 of them. We've been all over America. We've been California, Maine, Florida, Minnesota. I mean, we just do this all
and
over
none
the
of them
country.
are near each other,
Nope.
right, John?
Very good, Rachel.
We all
Very
bounce.
good.
We bounce around a lot, and I know you can't come follow us at every show, so you get to watch it on TV.
That's so cool.
Sit
That's
back
it.
on your couch, and this is how we're gonna make the sport bigger, right? Because a lot of companies charge to pay, and we all know it's tough now in the world to pay to watch TV.
Yeah.
And the free stuff is what's getting the views. Jason and I know we just got to get our product out there. We got to show how awesome Demolition Derby is, and we're gonna hook you. So you start watching.
Dude.
You start watching on Track Shot, we're going to hook you because there's a million classes and something throughout the day you're going to say, I think I want to do that.
Right?
So true.
Our friends in Pittsburgh are changing their lives. They're selling their Subarus, buying pickup trucks, buying welders. They're into this. Pittsburgh is like inner city is totally into this sport.
I love that
And now
idea,
John
yeah.
Chamberlain.
And now John
This is-
Chamberlain,
this
right.
is my life.
Mr.
Rachel
Suburbia.
Redebeck, this is your life.
Smashing cars.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, what would be your walk-up song? What pumps you up?
I'd have to think about
I feel
that.
like that's just that noise.
No, it had to be something rap. You know, it had to be something that just gets
Eminem.
me upset, mad, angry, and ready to just punish some people. You know, I
right.
love punishing
John's like,
people.
all right, now we're going in the car.
I promise you, when I'm coming across that track at 40 miles an hour, my lips are just chomping.
Wait, is that for real? Is that how fast you can get going on the
40 would
track?
be great. If I could get to 40, I'd have the biggest cheese ever. But I don't think so.
my
30 is
goodness.
probably the
That's
top you
so
can
funny.
go.
Getting plastered at 30 is just, it really hurts.
Oh,
You see the car coming. Josh Decker's coming at me 30 plus miles an hour, and he's gaining speed. I'm stuck, and I'm like, I'm in for this moment.
I
No,
love
we're
that
gonna do
feeling.
it together. I take my hands off the wheel, I hold my head, I put my feet together, and I just, please survive. Boom! Right through me, and
This
I
is
grab
me.
the shifter, and I hope like hell it works. And if I put it in drive flavor gas, I'm coming back for him.
I love it.
I'm gonna
That's
take his
all.
wheels
I love
off.
it.
Yeah.
I'm coming all the way across the track and resend
Is
that
that
favor.
a good strategy? You know, like in wrestling, the wrestler lays there until they jump off the rope, the top rope, and then they move. They
Oh,
fake
there's a
it.
whole
So
game,
you
sir.
sit there like a possum, and then you get hit. or then you move before they hit you.
We call it sandbagging.
Okay.
Possum, we can call it that
Possum.
too. The best trick I'll teach you all is you pull your door out. You're not allowed to hit in the driver door. So good old me, I've been in it a long time. If you're about to hit me, I just swing that door out and it slows you right
Rage,
down.
Don't show them your driver door.
No, always show them the driver door. They ain't gonna hit you in the door.
Yeah, always.
They won't hit you in the door. And
That's
if they
the rule.
do, you get a chance to light them up because now you're upset. That's just the demolition derby thing. You don't do it to each other. So
that is crazy.
do
All
you
right.
think?
Do we have other guests? Are we good? No.
What?
why are you getting nervous?
Wait. We'll come back and we'll close the show.
Oh my God.
I promise you'll be safe. I got you in an old Chrysler. There's nothing more safe than
One
that.
thing we have to do is Jason has a podcast, Cash on the Hood.
Cash on the Hood. Thank you for plugging that. Cash on the Hood. It's a bi-weekly podcast. I'm filming it there at Studio Me and East Liberty. So we're filming and doing the audio. It's on the Lipson. It's on every single audio channel. My friend Brian Connington is my engineer for that. He has 300 episodes already for his Cinema Psycho, so I made sure I hired talent to help us.
I remember
become.
asking him that for the radio, remember? And he
Yep,
has
yep.
a bunch in the
Yep.
can, so we love that. Good
well,
for
we
you.
heard the meme. Like after
Yes.
3, you're either done. After 21, you're on your way. So I rented out 21 hours of
Nice.
the
Good for
studio
you.
just to
Nice.
make sure that we're number one. So
love
Cash on the
that.
Hood is what it's called. It's about art, hustle, and a little bit of demolition derby. So it's more about my life and my travels. I just talked to Marty Warhola from the Northside Scrapyard. That's Andy Warhol's nephew. So I specifically asked him about the John Chamberlain sculpture from in the apartment from 1968. I'm telling you, this is how much I love this guy.
Sickening.
That's all.
I love the fact that we showed up here,
family would
and
not
Rachel
like
says, my name has 2 A's. Jason walks
He
over,
did.
spray paints it
God
right
love
on there,
him. Yeah, you
knows
didn't have to do
Monica's
that.
here from Q92.9, throws up Q92.9 on the thing. I love it. So
That's our
Jason, you're
mascot. We
odd
know
man
how to
out.
hit our marks.
right, I love it.
You guys, thank you so much. This is so
This is
amazing
a
to learn
blast.
about. In all serious, I am nervous, but it is all such a cool thing.
Did you
to
take
see.
an Advil this morning?
No, just a
Oh,
couple
you-
shots.
okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
Good idea. Like how you're
You are in Fayette County.
All right, so this is where we sort of
Well,
say
right.
you're going to hear our music going up, but you'll just hear vroom, vroom, vroom noise. And remember to follow Rorik Honda because Rorik Honda has all your needs. You can go on Rorik Honda's social media and get familiar with all of the salespeople over there, right, Rach? And get to know them because Marcus, Larry, who else is over there?
Justin, yeah.
Get familiar with them because they're not intimidating at all. Go get your Rorik
Go get your
Honda.
car on. Say prayers for Rachel. Thanks to them, to these guys for being on today. Super excited that this is growing, that it's an art, and I guess we're going to do it.
Do it.
Let's
See
do
you
it.
guys. Have a good weekend.